Welcome back to the Talking Sports Podcast, hosted by Peter DiBiasi and Rocco Trumpbour, right here on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Guys, we appreciate everyone that has clicked on this episode. If you're watching through the audio version on Apple Podcast or Spotify, that is awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube, that is even better, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're 2.2K subscribers. We appreciate everybody who listens to our video, who watches our video, who likes and comments and all that fun stuff. As you guys can tell by the thumbnail and the title, we'll be breaking down the 2022 World Cup. We're gonna go through the group stage. We're gonna give you our 1 and 2, so the group winner and then the runner-up that make it to the round 16 in each group. Then we're gonna give you our final four, and then we're eventually gonna give you our winner. But JR, where can everyone find us on social media, TikTok, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, guys, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Talking Sports PD. We post daily football, weekly football picks. We'll be posting them for this week soon. But yeah, we post a lot of content, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, Talking Sports PD. And don't forget to subscribe. And we also have Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah, guys, all that stuff's in the description as always. Yeah, link to everything. And guys, make sure you guys like and comment. Who do you got winning the World Cup? Is it US? You rocking the country, you rocking the United States? Are you going a little European with France or Germany or Spain? You going South America or Brazil or Argentina? You going bold with Senegal, Cameroon? Let us know in the comment section and we'll respond to you guys as always. So like we said, we're gonna go through each group. We're kind of gonna talk about it, break it down, not too crazy, do our thing, give our final four, and then we're gonna give our winner, and then we can get you guys out of here and you can enjoy the rest of your day. So Jared, Group A. Before we get everyone listening at home, and I know I made this joke before, but whoever's listening at home in your car, all that fun stuff. You have in Group A, the host, Qatar. You have Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. Give me your two. I'll give you my two, and then we'll talk about it.
All right, cool. So out of Group A, leading the group, I have the Netherlands. I think this group, I think they're the best team in this group by far. And then coming in second, runner-up, I got Senegal, led by Sadio Mane. So I got Netherlands at 1 and Senegal at 2.
Look, I completely agree with you. I think that's kind of chalk at that point. If everybody doesn't know what chalk means, it's the top two teams. We're going favorites. So I think I think Netherlands wins that group. They're kind of fallen off in the last handful of years in the European tournaments, obviously the Euro Cup, and then the World Cup, so the national stages. But yeah, they have Van Dijk, Marcus Dempsey. Like they're a solid team and they know what they're doing. I don't think this group is anything special. I don't think Ecuador is anything special. And to be frank, Jared, I think we don't know anything about Qatar. I don't. And they're only in here because they're hosting. So I would be shocked if Qatar gets out of it. And Senegal, I've heard from a lot of people on social media, Senegal's like a dark horse. That's a team that people are picking to potentially make a run in this tournament. Does that always come to fruition? No, but Sadio Mane, former Liverpool player, now Bayern Munich player. Yeah, I think it's Netherlands, Senegal. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't really see Ecuador or Qatar making it. I could see like Netherlands and Senegal flip-flopping, but I'm excited for the Netherlands-Senegal matchup. I think that would be cool.
And I just think, like you said, Netherlands just has the names. They have the experience. Their players have proven to do so in clubs and top clubs around the world. And then, like Senegal, I don't see Ecuador topping Senegal here. I mean, Senegal won the AFCON Cup against Egypt.
And Mo Salah can't participate in the World Cup because of that. So, yeah.
Exactly. And they have Koulibaly on the defense. And here's a fun fact. Sadio Mane has scored 7 goals in the World Cup qualifiers. So, I mean, he's really the heart and soul of this team. Yeah. And it's going to be up to him if they're going to, advance farther. But if he plays out of his mind, who knows? But yeah, I think Senegal and Netherlands are kind of the easy choice here.
Yeah, and Qatar, we don't really. I don't think most people do. So yeah, Netherlands, Senegal 1 and 2, we both agree. Moving on to Group B, that consists of England, Iran, the United States, and Wales. Jared, give me your 1 and 2. I'll give you guys our 1 and 2, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So at number 1, I mean, put this out here, the Group B, it's gonna be, I think, between 3 teams, and it's gonna be pretty close. At number 1, I got England. I mean, the names on that team, I can't seem to pit them at 2. I think they're too talented to not win this group. And then I'm gonna be a homer here, and I'm gonna go USA at number 2. They are very young, but I think this could be a year where they can get a little spark and get out of this group stage, and show USA how to play soccer a little bit.
Yeah, look, I think this is a 3-team race for the second spot in the group. I would be, look, we've seen upsets in sports all the time. It happens all the time. Germany didn't get out in the last World Cup at the group stage in 2018. So that stuff happens. Obviously, you guys know. I would be shocked if England doesn't win this group. They're top to bottom better than all 3 of these teams. Look, we're talking about a team that in 2018 lost in the semifinals of the World Cup. And then obviously the last Euro Cup in 2021, they lost to Italy in the finals. So this is a team that has been right there. They've been right there at the national stage with a chance to try to bring one home, and everyone's saying it's coming home. Well, it hasn't come home yet. And I think if you're England, look, you're talking about guys like Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have Jordan Pickford, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Dortmund. Our guy, James Madison, as we're both Leicester fans. So shout out James Madison. This team is loaded top to bottom. I would be shocked if they didn't get out. So I'm going to go England 1, USA 2. Look, I think you kind of have to if you're the United States. You missed the last World Cup in 2018. Look, if you get out of the group, right, 1 or 2, and I'm saying 2, so we're agreeing England and United States, and you lose in the round of 16. Okay, cool. Look, you got out of the group. You got to knockout stage. You lost to a better team. I think if you're a soccer fan in the United States, that's your thing. I think you're okay with that. Wales or Iran making it over you it's a tough one. I think Wales is very good. I kind of like Wales. Obviously, Gareth Bale comes to mind. I don't know a lot about Iran, but I've seen a lot of people pick Iran. I feel like every time I go to these like prediction websites or whatever, it's England and then it's a combination of whatever at 2. It's 3 different things, which is, as a soccer fan for us, could be interesting to watch. Obviously, we're rooting for the United States. We're both live in the United States. We're both born in the United States. So we're going to be rooting for the United States, but it could be a good competitive shot for number 2. But I like the United States. Look, Christian Pulisic, shout out Gio Reyna, who's from our town, plays for Dortmund. Look, is this United States team like from top to bottom good? No, they're not great. That's why I think they could be, but that's why I think England, like if you're England, you lose the United States, I don't think they're ever going to hear the end of it.
No, I totally agree on that one.
If you're England, you cannot lose to the United States.
But I mean, like, let's say the United States. I don't know. I keep saying USA, but United States doesn't make it out. I mean, Wales could be playing out of their mind or better than everyone expected. And plus, I mean, Iran is a good team. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know a ton about them, but like you said, what I've seen is some people are high on Iran. And I believe we drew to them in one of the qualifiers. So it is a close matchup there, but I think USA, all they want to see is their young guys show up. And I think a lot of it gets put on Pulisic, how he plays. If he has a bad World Cup, then he's going to get ridiculed hard. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like we're not there yet. I think we know that, but it's just we obviously want to see us win, but I think we could put something together and kind of surprise a bunch of people. That
England-United States game the day after Thanksgiving,
is
going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome. After you hit your Thanksgiving, you watch your 3 NFL games, enjoy some United States-England game, man. Look, you're playing with house money there. You get a point out of that. You tie England, house money. That's a win. You beat England, obviously that's a win. So let's see what we got. So
I think I have a feeling, I don't know, but I feel like England is just going to disappoint some people this year.
They always do.
They tend to do that a lot. I can just see it happening again.
But do they disappoint not winning their group?
I think they'll at least make it out of the group. They might,
100%.
Possibly.
I don't disagree.
Definitely make it out of the group.
I would be shocked if they don't get out of the group. I would be even shocked if they don't come in first. But you never know. Moving on to Group C. So we both agree with everything so far. You have in Group C, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Jared, what is your 1 and 2? And I'll give you guys our 1 and 2 and we'll talk about it.
So at number 1, I'm going with Argentina. I'm going with Messi, one of the best players of all time. Here's a fun fact about him. Messi in the last 20 appearances, he has 18 goals and 7 assists for Argentina. So I think I'm going to ride Messi with Argentina. And then I'm going to go at number 2. I'm going to go Poland. They got Lewandowski, Zelensky. So Lewandowski and Messi, two of the best players in the world right now, and I'm gonna pit them 1 and 2.
Yeah, you saw that look on my face. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going Argentina at 1, and I'm going Poland at 2. I think once again, this is Argentina's group to lose. A lot of expectations for Argentina coming out of South America here. Look, this is probably Messi's last World Cup. He might play another Copa, but this is his last World Cup. So this is his time to shine. Obviously, they lost in the 2014 final
Finals,
to Germany in extra time, which we all remember. We were young, we were 13.
That was a good game.
Yeah, but I remember that. Yeah, this is Messi. You're talking about Messi, Di Maria. Like this team's good. Messi's one of the best players in the world, one of the greatest players in the history of the game. So look, every time he plays, you have to turn the TV on because something crazy could happen. So I got Argentina 1. A lot of people are picking a lot of favorites to win. They're one of the top 5 best odds to win. So I got Argentina coming out of the group. And I like Poland coming out of 2. I don't think Saudi Arabia. I don't know anything about Saudi Arabia. So I don't like Iran and like I don't think they really move the needle for anybody. Look, you're talking about Mexico. That's always not the biggest Mexican soccer fans. Like I don't know a lot of Mexico players, but they're a team that's always feisty. You hear about them on the national stage. They're always good. But I think Lewandowski, this is probably his last World Cup as well. He's getting up there in age. Obviously, he was at Bayern and now he's at Barcelona, and he's one of the best goal scorers in the game. So look, that Poland-Argentina matchup's could be good. But I expect Argentina to win the group, and then I expect Poland to get out at the second. Mexico does pose a challenge for some of these teams in Poland and Argentina, more Poland, but I don't think Saudi Arabia moves the needle in the slightest.
Yeah, like you said, I think Mexico poses a challenge more so to Poland. And if they could, maybe get a draw with Poland or a draw with Argentina, they could, make some noise in this group. And another thing is Argentina, I think they're playing without Dybala, which is a huge loss for them. So, I mean, he's injured. So I picked Argentina with knowing that, because I think Messi, could just carry that team. But that is something to look at when you're looking at Argentina.
That it is indeed. Moving on to Group D. So we've agreed to everything so far, which is not crazy. I didn't expect us to go crazier. Yeah. Group D. We're talking about France, who won the last World Cup in 2018. Denmark, Tunisia. Did I say that right? Tunisia. We're not. I don't think we're picking them, so it doesn't matter. And Australia. So, Jared, who's your 1 and 2? Who's winning the group?
And Denmark.
Oh, sorry. Did I not say Denmark? No, my bad. France, Denmark, Tunisia, and Australia. Who's 1 and who's 2? And then I'll give you guys mine.
I think this group, I think you'd agree, is easy money for France.
Yeah,
easy money. So France
easier than England's group.
Yeah, 100%. France at number 1. No, I don't think any team really poses a challenge to France on winning this group. And then, you're coming down here. Maybe I'm ruling Tunisia out. They lost pretty bad to Brazil. Knowing Brazil's good, but and then it goes Australia or Denmark, and I'm gonna go Denmark here. They have good defenders. They have Christensen and Eriksson. They have a good defense, and I think they're just better overall than Australia. So yeah, France 1, Denmark 2.
Look, this is France's group to lose. They're the defending champions. We're talking about Griezmann, Karim Benzema. I know Conte's not playing or Pogba, but you have, like I said, Benzema, Griezmann, and Mbappe. Like this team is offensively stacked. Hugo Lloris is their goalie. He's the goalie for Tottenham, one of the best teams in the world. Like this team is really good. They literally won the last World Cup, so they have to be pretty good. And look, Tunisia and Australia don't pose a fight. Denmark might give them a little bit of run for their money, but I would expect France to go 3-0 in this group and get out and kind of move on to the round of 16. Tunisia, don't know about them. Not biggest Tunisia soccer fan. And then Australia has never really moved the needle for me at any World Cup that I can remember. I'm gonna go Denmark at 2. They have a lot of Premier League players, which is always a good sign. Premier League is one of the best leagues in the world. Some guys that come to mind, like Christian Eriksen, plays for Man U. We remember him at the Euros for Denmark with that scary injury. And it was good that he was able to come back, play for Brentford, played for obviously Man U, and now he's back with Denmark. Yeah, so they have a couple guys on Brentford, some guys on Tottenham. Christensen, who plays for Leeds United. No, Christensen plays for Barcelona, and then the other Christensen, who with a K, plays for Leeds United. That's confusing. Kasper Schmeichel, the former Leicester City goalie, now plays for Nice in France, is their goalie. So this team's good. They're not France level. I don't think anybody would go up that, but they're better than Australia and Tunisia. So I expect this to be France, Denmark. But in the World Cup, always expect,
especially if Benzema's playing at that Ballon d'Or level.
Benzema
Last year, he was playing ridiculous out of his mind, scoring goals like every minute. Felt like
Champions
League. And then they also have I don't think he'll start, but he could be crucial. They have William Saliba, who's playing really well at Arsenal right now. He's that young. Leicester wanted him, but yeah, he's playing really well. He's young. I don't know how much time he'll get on the pitch, but yeah.
Oh, you went tactical there with on the pitch. Oh, geez.
Yeah,
so yeah, we've gone similar to every single one. When I mean similar, exactly the same. Yeah. Moving on to Group E, guys. As always, comment down below. Appreciate. Hopefully, you guys enjoying the episode. Group E consists of Spain, Germany, Japan, and Costa Rica. Jer, this is a very interesting group. In the sense of 1 to 2. I would say we agree this might be a 2-team race to come out of this.
Yeah.
Whoever comes 1 and whoever comes 2 could be up in there. So, Jer, who do you got 1 and who do you got 2?
I think I might have something different than you here in the order wise. I got Spain 1 and then Germany 2. I think Japan, honestly, I've been hearing stuff that I was watching a video earlier today. Some people are a little high on Japan, not saying they're going to, win the group. But they could put up a fight between these two teams. Don't know much about Costa Rica, but I don't think they stand a chance against Spain or Germany. Thing about Germany is why I put them at 2. They create loads of chances. However, they have the most shots with 91 in the qualifiers. However, they don't finish as much. So they're like ranked lower in when they actually score. So they get the shots up, but no one's really finishing, putting in the net. They got guys like Joshua Kimmich, Thomas Mueller, who we know, Sane and Havertz, and of course Manuel Neuer in the goal. I mean, a lot of people know about them. I mean, they won a World Cup, but they got the names. I'm putting Spain over them here. So Spain 1 and Germany 2.
First time we're disagreeing. We have the same 2 teams. I think this is a 2-team race. That's why I kind of led with that to open up Group E. I got Germany at 1. Like, I do agree. They got the name. So they won the World Cup in 2014. That's not the same team as they're like Toni Kroos is not for them playing for them, but Thomas Mueller's a veteran. Neuer, one of the best goalies in the world, still to this day. Kai Havertz is a young, rising potential star for Chelsea. So he's in their midfield. Rudiger, who plays defense, he plays for, I believe Real Madrid. Sane, Mario Götze, who's kind of fallen off the face of the earth. He made the roster. He, if you guys remember, scored the extra time goal, game winner in the 2014 World Cup final over Argentina, and kind of fell off for the most part in the sense. But he's back, so Argentina fans beware. But yeah, I think Germany's good. The reason I have Spain at 2nd, and this is kind of like going off like research and like hearing people talk about it, they don't have that pure striker anymore. Yeah. Like they don't have that one guy. And I saw this in the Euros in 2021. I'm an Italy national soccer fan and obviously US. And Jared's a Belgium fan and a US. But I remember because we played Spain in the semifinals in the Euro Cup, and it was 1-1, and obviously we beat them in penalties. But and I remember going to the game, people were talking about, and this was Spain throughout the Euro Cup, and they made it to the semifinals, so they did really well. But they've kind of missed that goal scorer, that number 7 they call it, or number 9, the striker. And they have a good midfield. We're talking about like a young midfield too. Pedri, Gavi, Javi, who was like named the youngest player in the world or best young player in the world at the Ballon d'Or ceremonies. Morata still for striker, but this team is not the same team that it's used to be. And I remember the team that won the 2010 World Cup team, and they won a Euro Cup and they won a World Cup. Like that team was dominant, like in the span of like 3-4 years. They're not the same team. They're a young team, and they have a lot of potential. But with young teams, and we see this a lot in American sports, it comes with the headaches, it comes with the heartbreaks, it comes with mistakes that don't always get made if they're a veteran team. So I think Germany's a little more veteran. They've been there. I like them at 1. I think Spain still gets out of the group, but you never know. Japan could be a little spicy. And look, if either Spain or Germany don't get out of the group, that's a national storyline. If
Yeah.
one of them don't get out of the group, I expect both to. But 2014 World Cup group, England came in last in their group. 2018, Germany didn't get out of the group stage. Neither did Italy in 2014.
Well, like you said
What
with
happens?
Spain here, I like their midfield, and I agree with you with the striker or the number 9. But I kind of look at them being youthful in like a positive way, where they're not going to really play conservative. They're going to take those chances. They might backfire and get them Germany ahead of them, but they also might work out. Take some chances that you could turn the ball over or you could miss a tackle, but if you do it, and you could score a goal or get a drive going. So yeah, I look at it as a positive a little bit. I see your point.
I see both teams making it out in kind of a coin flip order, in my opinion. That's I think we'll go with that point. Moving on to Group F, we have Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Jared, who's your 1 and who's your 2 in Group F?
So my 1 is Belgium. They have Kevin De Bruyne, and I think he needs to play like magnificent in this World Cup. Their golden age is starting to die out. He needs to, take control. And you got Eden Hazard. I'm just gonna go in depth with Belgium a little bit, and then you got Eden Hazard. He's been playing bad at Real Madrid. I think he's hungry, and I think he's gonna really put a lot of effort into this one. Show the Belgian fans that he's worth it. You got Courtois, who I believe is, if not the best goalkeeper in the world right now with Real Madrid. He just won Champions League. And the thing with their defense is it's very old, and they've been getting a lot of criticism on that. They got Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen. They're old. They were good, with the Vincent Company, and when all these guys were young, but now these guys are starting to fade out. They're playing in the Belgian Pro League now. So they're old. That's going to be a big flaw with Belgium. We're going to have to put, or I'm saying but Belgium's going to have to put points on the board, goals on the board, and can't rely on their defense heavily. And then at number 2, this was hard. You got Croatia, Morocco, and Canada. I could see any one of these teams getting the 2.
Maybe not Morocco.
Yeah, Morocco's got a good defense, though. But yeah, I agree. They're probably the 4th. But I'm going Canada here. A lot of people are going to not like this pick, but they got Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies. They're pretty young. I think Croatia is getting on the older side with Modric. I mean, he's still great, but I'm going to go Canada and the youth here. I think they could surprise some people.
Yeah, look, I got Belgium at 1. I'm going to go Canada at 2. I think this is be a major disappointment. 1, if Belgium, not if they don't win the group, but if they don't get out of the group, that's
if they don't get out of the group, that's terrible.
That's a problem. But like we're talking about like the golden age, because they have fallen short in tournaments. In the last Euro Cup, they lost in the quarterfinals to Italy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the quarterfinals. In the last World Cup, they lost in the semifinals. I think that's France. Okay, thank you. But yeah, we're talking about Kevin De Bruyne, who's probably the best midfielder in the world. You can make an argument
I agree.
And stuff like the type of those guys.
One of the best players.
He's one of the 3 best midfielders one of the best players in the world. Don't just leave it at that. Eden Hazard's got a lot of flack, and rightfully so. He hasn't been good in 2 years. Lukaku, Lukaku made the roster, right?
Yeah, I think he might be hurt in the beginning, but he definitely made the roster.
And this is bad. I should know the guy's name. There's a left winger on
Castagna.
Young.
Castagna's on Leicester. Oh, you're thinking of Charles de Ketelaere?
Yeah, not Castagna. I know who. Yes.
Forward. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. I know who Castagna is. Hey, and shout out. Oh, Yuri Tillemans. You didn't mention Yuri Tillemans.
And Wout Faes.
3
Leicester.
Hey, get him. You want some young defense? Get him in the game. He's been actually really good for Leicester. So 3 Leicester players on Belgium, but Yuri Tillemans, he'll start, right?
With Tillmans will start.
Him and De Bruyne. Ooh, that's a fun.
I don't know if Charles de Ketelaere will start.
I remember him against Italy in that Euro Cup quarterfinals. That's why I just mentioned it. But yeah, this is whatever. I'm talking about who cares? It doesn't really matter. You get what I'm saying. But it's Belgium's group to lose, and yeah, like De Bruyne, who's one of the best midfielders. Courtois, probably the best goalie in the world. Sure.
Yeah, I think he is. Whenever I watch him, he's playing phenomenal.
And yeah, we get to watch some Leicester players: Castagna, Wout Faes, and
We need to see
Yuri Kilmar.
Lukaku play how Lukaku plays. And I think
Lukaku, Inter
him
Milan. Lukaku.
paired with De Bruyne, I think is really good because De Bruyne knows how to set him that ball in the box.
Yeah. And for my second, I'm gonna go Canada as well. I think it's a Canada Croatia. Croatia made the World Cup final in 2018. Yeah,
Was it the World or Euro?
World Cup final in 2018. Yeah. They beat England in the semifinals.
That was it.
Everyone rid of them off. Thought England was going to play France in the final, but Croatia snuck in. Look, Luka Modric's very good for Croatia, but I think Croatia didn't really do much for me at the Euro Cups. They weren't anything special, so I think they've that was their peak in 2018, and that's a good peak if you're a Croatia type of country. The World Cup final against France. France is one of the best teams in the world.
France was a powerhouse too. Yes. That was when Pogba was coming out and Mbappe was making it.
Yes. It's time for Canada to get out of group stage. Alphonso Davies, he plays for Bayern. Jonathan Christian David, both are very good young players. This seems like a Canadian team. I don't think Morocco. I don't know a lot about Morocco.
Morocco is Hakimi from Barcelona.
Okay.
You have two good defenders. I know that. Yeah.
But look, I think it's a Canada Croatia battle for the second spot. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Belgium, and then I'm gonna go Canada, and that's gonna round out that Group F. Moving to Group G. Group G consists of Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Jer, who wins the group and who comes in second?
So this group may be one of my, for me, I think it was the easiest picks. And that's Brazil at 1. Not much needs to be said. And then Serbia at 2. Serbia's got Mitrovic, who's been playing really well at Fulham. He scores goals like crazy. And then Vlahovic, who is in Juventus. Those are two great strikers, and they're going to need to be playing really good if Serbia wants to make a run. They have to feed those two. Those two's got to be scoring goals. I have Serbia actually losing to Belgium in the quarterfinals. I think they're going to go all the way there. But yeah, so Brazil, they got Jesus, Neymar, Rafinha, Richarlison.
Just keep naming people.
Junior. Yeah, Rodrigo. So Casemiro and Fabinho, like they got a stacked team this year. So I got Brazil 1, Serbia 2.
You talked to me into Serbia before the show. I was thinking of Switzerland, but I like Brazil at 1. Look, they're the odds-on potential favorite to win, like you're talking about. Their bench is really good.
Yeah,
their bench could be good. They have a ton of their goalies are good. They have Allison and Ederson. We're talking about the Liverpool goalie, and we're talking about the Manchester City goalie as your 1 and 2 goalies, which is.
Do we know who's even starting?
I don't know. I feel like Allison is. I think Allison's the better goalie. I think that's what I've read, but who knows? Yeah, Neymar, Casemiro, Thiago, Rodrigo, Gabriel Jesus has come onto the stage. Pedro, Richarlison, Rafinha, like just Vinicius Jr. is one of the best youngsters in the world for Real Madrid. This team is loaded. This team should get out of the group. They're going to get 1. I'd be shocked if Brazil does not.
This team has to get out of the group.
Okay, true. They have to get out of the group. 2, I'm going to go Serbia. You talked to me, and I forgot about Vlahovic. Did I say his name right? Vlahovic. He plays for Juventus. I know he used to be on Fiorentina. He's one of the best young strikers in the world. Mitrovic, you talked about in a Premier League episode. He's been very good in the Championship, and then he's struggling in the Premier League until this year. He's keeping Fulham somewhat afloat in the Premier League. So I think it's Serbia. I don't know much about Cameroon, and I know Switzerland has done their thing, but Switzerland's they're always in the group stages of everything, I feel like, and
they never.
Italy played them in the Euro Cup.
Good enough to be there. They're not good enough to advance.
Yeah, so they can never get over the hump. I agree. I'm going to go Brazil, and I'm going to go Serbia as my uno and dos. A little Spanish right there. Group H, final group, and then we're going to give you guys our final 4, and then our final winner. We're not going to do the meat of the round of 16 and the final 8. Group H, JR, consists of Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea. Who's your 1 and who's your 2?
Yeah, so this is actually like a very interesting group. We know Son's on South Korea. It's kind of the only guy, I'm gonna be honest, only guy I really know in South Korea.
I agree.
But I know he's really good, so I mean anything can happen there. But I'm gonna go Uruguay 1 and Portugal 2.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean Uruguay's got Darwin Nunez and Suarez. They also got Valverde and Bentancur. One's on Tottenham, one's on Real Madrid. Their attack is really good. It's going to come down to, I think, their defense. But Portugal obviously has Ronaldo. You know, with I don't know what's going on with him and Man U right now, but
That's a fun. That's an episode for its own.
I mean, it also means he's fresh, so who knows? You know, he
Yeah.
hasn't really been playing much.
Those
But
recent comments are crazy too.
I'm going Uruguay 1. I think Portugal did really well in that. Which Euro was that? Like 2018?
They won the 2016 Euros.
20. Oh,
They won it. They won it.
Long ago. It feels so like
And then it was supposed to be the 2020 Euros when Italy won, but obviously it was pushed because of COVID. So it's the 2020 and 2020. But yes, Portugal won the 2016 Euros.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're getting a little older. I don't even know if Pepe might still be playing, but he's old now. I think
he's on the roster.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they passed their peak a little bit. I still think they'll get out of this group though at number 2. So Uruguay and then Portugal.
I'm flip-flopping. I like Portugal at 1, and then I like Uruguay at 2. Look, Korea is cool. I don't know much about Korea. I agree with you. I don't know much about them, but they have Son, who's one of the best.
He's coming in with I think a broken eye socket though.
Yeah, I think he said he was going to play, right? Didn't they say that?
I think he's playing, but just something,
But yeah, I like Portugal at 1. We're talking about guys like Cristiano Ronaldo. Like we said with Messi, this is his final World Cup. He's done. This might be his final time playing for his nation. I don't know if he's playing in the next Euro Cup, which would be in 2024, 2 years down the road. We don't know. But this is his last World Cup. He's not playing in 2026, I don't think. Bernardo Silva, one of the best midfielders in the world. He plays for Man City. We're talking about Bruno Fernandes, who plays for Man U. João Cancelo, who plays for Man City. João Felix, who plays for Atletico. That's a young forward for them. This team is very good. And I think they know like what this means to Ronaldo. They know what this team is, and they're talented. They won the Euros in 2016. They've been competitive over the years. I would be shocked if they don't get out of the group. I think Korea can pose some challenges for them with Son, but I think it's a flip-flop 1 and 2. I'm going to go Portugal 1. And then I like Uruguay at 2. Darwin Núñez kind of started slow at Liverpool. A lot of expectations when you're coming in compared to like Holland.
It's supposed to like be a contender for Golden Boot.
Yes, and he's not at this moment. And he's had a very okay season, but he's been playing better. Luis Suarez. This is another guy that's on his last run in World Cup. Edison Cavani, who's a forward for Uruguay. I like Uruguay. I think it's like a flip-flop 1 and 2, but I'm going to go Portugal 1. I'm going to go Uruguay 2. So that rounds out the group stage. We're gonna give you guys a little shift over. So if you guys have any comments in the group stage, let us know. As always, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. So Jared, your 2 semifinals. So we got semifinal 1 and semifinal 2. Give me your both semifinals and give me your picks.
All right. So first semifinal, I got Netherlands versus Brazil.
Ooh.
And then the second one, I got Belgium versus France.
Okay. And then I'll do mine, and then I'll give you my picks. Okay. So in my first semifinal, I have Argentina versus Brazil, which I would think would be a wild matchup. Yeah. And then I got France versus Portugal.
Oh, so you have Portugal making a
yeah. So I'm going bold with Portugal. Somewhat bold. So Jared, first semifinal, you had Netherlands and Brazil.
Yes. And
who's going to the finals, dude?
I got Brazil winning that one. I think their roster is just too stacked against Netherlands, but Netherlands might put up a fight. Who knows?
I think a Netherlands team against Brazil would be a little bit of a mismatch. It just didn't buy.
It would be a good matchup, though. I think
Yeah. In my semifinal, Argentina Brazil, I think would be a little more highly regarded than yours. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's better.
More stars involved.
Yes, it draws the money. It's Lakers Celtics instead of Lakers. Whatever, right?
Grizzlies.
Yes, something like that. But I think Argentina, Brazil would be wild, especially in South America. We're talking about the 2 best teams in South America. Neymar versus Messi. Like this is a classic game.
Yeah.
I got Brazil.
Yeah, I saw.
They're so loaded, and I think they're that type of team. And I think you can agree with this, Jared. And you have them going to the finals, so you have to agree with this in some sense. You come off the bench with a potentially Richarlison, Rafinha, Luis Vinicius Jr., whoever you don't start, right? And those guys, you're not starting anyway, all of them, because you have Neymar. That's like a firepower off the bench. Like you're bringing in a guy off the bench who's fresh in the 60th, 70th minute. You need a goal. He'll go get it. I think it's a stacked roster of 2 great goalies, a great defense, a team that's lost in the Copa America final last year, I believe it was to Argentina. They fell short in the 2018 World Cup. Obviously, they got embarrassed in the semifinals in the 2014 World Cup against Germany. We all remember that. In Brazil, lost 7-1 to the eventual champions. Brazil, probably the greatest soccer team ever. They have the most World Cups. This is a team that it's not do or die for them. They have a great roster, a lot of young guys, but this team is loaded and they're stacked. And I like Brazil beating Argentina to go to the finals.
And I feel like by that point, Argentina is going to have to been relying on Messi to get them there.
Yeah.
He could only do it for so long. Brazil doesn't need to rely on anyone. Anyone can make a play on that team. So, yeah, I agree with you there.
Who were your other semifinal two? Was France and Belgium? Is that what we were going with?
Yeah, Belgium.
So who do you got? France versus Belgium, guys. Everyone at home taking notes. Jared's a Belgium fan and United States. So
Belgium played France, and I am terrible with years, but in the previous World Cup,
2018,
they kind of got embarrassed there with Mbappe. I think this year, I think Belgium's going to beat France. I'll say it. I mean, obviously, I can see them losing. France is very good. But I think, De Bruyne is going to be playing really well. This is me thinking everyone's going to be playing to the capabilities that they should be playing. And I think Lukaku is going to have the good World Cup, and maybe even Hazard, and they've got the young guys, Tielemans now.
I would love to see Tielemans win.
Yeah, I want to see him perform to his level.
Give me a Leicester player.
If he could be attacking like we've seen him in the previous couple games at Leicester, their offense, they're gonna have to outscore France by a lot, not by a lot, but they're gonna have, because their defense is kind of trash. So they're gonna have to be attacking throughout the game. I think they'll be able to do it. So I got Brazil versus Belgium.
So I got Belgium bouncing in the quarterfinals to Portugal, which would be an iconic, also a great matchup. And I hate how it's over winter break. I really like the winter. I'm thinking about now, like we have school
and at like weird times too.
Yeah, we have school and stuff. It's gonna be a tough group stage to watch. Eventually, as it dwindles down, and we'll be tweeting. I thought about this now. We'll be tweeting our picks from the round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. We won't do our group stage picks. But once it gets to the round of 16, we'll give you our predictions for each game. Keep you guys intact as we do. France, Portugal in my second semifinal. Portugal. I like Portugal.
Going bold. France lose. I thought it was hard for me to.
Yeah, look, it was hard for me to go Portugal. It's Ronaldo's time. And look, I think if you're people, have you seen like on social media, TikTok and all that stuff, when people talk about if Argentina plays Portugal in the finals, the world would stop for 90 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We're this close in my predictions to doing that.
Yeah.
I just picked Brazil to beat Argentina, but I got Portugal. I like Ronaldo. I like Bruno Fernandes. I think this team's very good. I don't think they have a crazy path to, like, they play, in my opinion, they play Serbia in the round of 16. I think they take care of business there. Belgium's an insane quarterfinal matchup, obviously. They're one of the best teams in the world. I like Portugal over France. I just think it's one of those years France is banged up in the midfield. They're banged up in the midfield with Pogba and Conte. And they still somehow made it to the semifinals, in my opinion. They're still that good offensively. But I like Portugal. It's just something about Portugal. They're giving me that 2016 Euro vibes. Ronaldo, one last dance type of thing. Either Ronaldo or Argentina, or Messi, and I got Portugal, Brazil. So, Jared, guys, everyone at home, drop your comments. Who you got in the finals and who you got winning. Jared has Brazil, Belgium. So we both agree with Brazil on that one side. I'm going Portugal. So Jared's Brazil, Belgium, and I have Brazil, Portugal. Jared, who's taking home the 2022 World Cup?
Oh, okay. So,
oh my
God.
God.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Look alive, dude. Look alive.
I have Brazil winning. I think Belgium, their defense.
How did that feel for you to say that? That's a tough one.
They let me down all the time. But I can just see Brazil overpowering them here. Their defense is just not set up to play an attack like this. I'm not saying France is pretty hefty attack, but the back-to-back games, they're going to find the flaws. They're going to find the cracks. I don't see us having enough firepower to finish this one off. I got Brazil winning. I know that's kind of like Brazil's the favorite, but I had to pick them here. What about you?
Yeah, look, it's Brazil, Portugal in my final. I hate agreeing with you for a final.
Yeah,
that means it's just definitely not going to happen. But I like Brazil over Portugal. I think if Portugal gets there, it's kind of like a little lucky, a little like Ronaldo magic. Oh it could happen because teams lose. Best teams lose all the time in a lot of major sports. It happens, but so if you look top to bottom,
Like, what would Ronaldo magic look like? I mean, maybe 2 goals.
Oh,
or
in the
3.
final?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
You'd have to score like 3 goals, I feel like.
Like I think my biggest key is the guys that can come off the bench that are stars. That are Luis Vinicius Jr. is a star. He scored a Champions League goal, final goal. And that 1-0 win over, was it 1-0? No, 2-0. Did they beat Liverpool? I know it was 1-0. I know it was 1-0.
It was 1-0.
Okay, so it was Luis Vinicius Jr.
Yeah,
who scored that goal. He's a star. Neymar's a star. Richarlison, Rafinha, like this team is really good, really loaded, and they have the depth to back it up. I think Portugal doesn't have the depth, which could hurt them in the potential tournament if they don't make the run, which why they could get bounced early. They don't have the depth, and why I think France loses because they don't have the depth of the midfield at this moment with Pogba and Conte being injured. I like Brazil, and I like Brazil. Jay, who do you have here in third place game?
I have
France.
I have France.
Did they play that game?
Yeah, I think they play.
That's a horrible game to play.
I mean, I think they do.
They're making us pick it in the predictor thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking they play.
That has to be the worst possible game.
Can we take a moment and realize that Thiago Silva is still playing?
Yes. What is he, 38?
Crazy. I think because I remember when I was like, I didn't even get into soccer. I was just like trying to get into soccer. He was one of the players that kept coming up. This was back in like 2010, 2012. The guy
Thiago Silva is currently 38. Oh, I guess that. Let's go. Let's go.
And also, Pete, I think it was bugging me this whole time. Thomas Munya as the left winger from Belgium. I think that was playing well against you.
Okay.
All right. Just want to let you know.
Are we sure? Oh my God.
Because it wasn't Charles Tecatelere because he wasn't playing.
Okay, give me a second.
He's a left back, a right back, but
oh no, Mike Bouchaye.
Bashuai.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's a strike
forward. It says forward.
Yeah.
What did I say? Winger? He was on the left side when he scored. So
He's probably gonna be starting the first game.
Okay. But yeah, look, they also we forgot to mention for Brazil, Jer, like Antony, who plays for Man U, Gabriel Jesus, who's been great this year, Gabriel Martinelli, who's one of the reasons Arsenal has been very good, Dani Alves, Casemiro, Rodrigo,
Fabinho.
I don't think he made the roster. He didn't make the roster.
Oh, he didn't?
Yeah. But this team's good. This team does this thing. So I got Brazil winning over Portugal. Jerry, guys, has Brazil winning over Belgium, and that I'm going to go on a limb and say that runner-up game is terrible.
Yeah. Wait, Pete, I'll ask the question here.
Oh no, we're doing this question, aren't we?
All right. So, what team could make a run that you didn't even have in your quarter? I mean, your semifinals. At the back of your head,
like I had in mind
a team that no one really expects.
Look, I had Spain. Oh, no one, because I had Spain losing in the round of 16. Like that's not a bold pick. I had Uruguay in the round of 16 losing. Maybe Senegal. I had them beating England and getting into the quarterfinals.
They have the player to do it, and
then losing to France. That's a type of team. Poland against France. Like if Lewandowski goes buck wild. Poland, but maybe like a Uruguay is the type of team that could make a deep run. I think that's not everyone's expecting. Spain is like I had them losing around 16 to Belgium, but Spain at the end of the day, they're still a national powerhouse. But maybe like maybe Uruguay or Senegal. What are you thinking, dude?
I'm thinking Serbia.
You love Serbia. You said in the beginning you had them going to the quarterfinals, right?
But if their star players are playing really well, they could make a run and be that team that no one expected. Like
100%.
So I think Serbia. Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's going to do it for another edition of the Talking Sports podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Jared, before we say bye to everyone, where can everyone find us on social media?
Yeah, guys, we're going to be, tweeting pics. I mean, not tweeting pics, tweeting pics. Oh, yeah. Tweeting pics.
You said it right, dude.
I was thinking like images there. And I'm like, no. We're going to be tweeting our picks throughout the World Cup. So follow us on Twitter and we'll post it on Instagram as well.
Yeah, Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Talking Sports PD. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube. And, if you can't watch the video, you could always listen in the car on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and the links below and in our social media links.
Yes.
So, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. And at Talking Sports PD on all social medias.
Yes, all social medias, guys. If you follow us on our personal Twitters or Instagram, just search up our name on both platforms. Our link tree with all our links. But if you do follow us on Twitter, link tree isn't it? You have our Instagram link, you have our YouTube link, and our link tree basically has everything: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and TikTok. You can get everything Talking Sports Podcast. We have some cool episodes coming up for you guys. A special guest potentially coming on for some college football, basketball talk. Break that down. College football playoff coming up, NFL playoffs down the road. We guys got you all covered as we always do. Social media, everything, like and comment, everything in the description. Once again, this was the Talking Sports Podcast, our World Cup preview with Peter DiBiasi and Rocco Trumpbour. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.